quick stretch feed, and in comes Nichols on a breakaway. Audrey Nichols in on Carroll, scores! Chapelski shorthanded, right in on goal, to the net, scores! Short-handed goal for Haley Chapelski. Hello, welcome inside the West Edmonton Mall Ice Palace here in Edmonton, Alberta for quarterfinal number 3 at the 2025 War for the Roses here on hnlive.ca. My name is Zach Marks. Pleased to be alongside you here this Thursday evening as the 3-seeded Manitoba Junior Ice take on the 6-seed Team Minnesota. Two teams that took different paths to the quarterfinals by virtue of being in the top 4. Manitoba, they got themselves a bye into this game here. As for Minnesota, well, they had to do it the hard way. They had to go defeat the Minnesota Machine by a 3-0 score this morning in the play-in round to find themselves in this matchup, as they hope that the run of games that they've been on, they've won 4 in a row since losing to Team BC in the opening game of their tournament, defeating Alberta 4-1, Eastern Canada by a 5-0 score, Connecticut in a shootout, and then the 3-0 win this morning is enough to push them over the edge of Team Manitoba that, for all intents and purposes, looked like they may go undefeated through the preliminary round, defeating Pennsylvania 7-0. They beat Western 5-0, then lost 2-1 in overtime to the Boston Junior Bruins before defeating Ontario 3-2 in a shootout. A win here tonight would book a ticket for a rematch with Ontario. A loss here, meanwhile, means that Minnesota, they know that they will take on BC with a win here tonight after Connecticut's loss earlier tonight in semifinal number 2. We're ready to go here on HN Live. We appreciate you tuning in and joining us for this quarterfinal matchup, wherever it is you're watching from, approaching 8 o'clock local time. We're a little bit behind, but that's all right, as we are underway here in quarterfinal number 3. The previous 2 ended 4-1, but they were tied 1-1 after 2 periods of play. So we'll see if this one will be something similar, or if maybe Manitoba or Minnesota could buck the trend and hold the lead going into period number 3. But we got a long ways to go until we talk about that, as battle ensues right in front of the broadcast vantage point. It's fired in by Manitoba. Mature is going to go after it. First to it for Minnesota there was Brindley Bundy. And now it pops free, and Minnesota will backhand that in. Andreev will pick it up and start a rush. A goal and an assist in the tournament so far. Scored in the 5-0 win over the Western Selects on day number 2. Catronio trying to dance her way through, unable to do so. Goal and assist for her as well in this tournament, as Manitoba has a very balanced attack. Briley Matichuk and Logan Rome are the only skaters without points in this tournament, as it's flipped down into the corner. No surprise for Manitoba as they turn to Olivia Roberts in between the pipes for this one. Centering pass, turning. Oh, that one put just wide by the Minnesota forward. Nolander applying pressure. Logan Rome going to race over to it. And it's swung back around. Matichuk picks it up, goes to Harrison. Harrison nearly lost it to Nyberg, but it's gathered back up, and Matichuk has possession. Matichuk goes to Harrison. Adley Harrison, her pass intercepted by Piper Nyberg. And now it's on the stick of the Minnesota forward. Put across, and that one nobody home for. Nyberg's got it as funnels it down low for Volkers. Evelyn Volkers switching there. It goes back to the point. Neuer was covering that shot, turned aside. And now a chance for Manitoba to clear out to center, and they'll do just that. Catronio trying to catch up to it, but it's too far in front of everybody, and that'll be an icing call against Manitoba. So a good open for Minnesota. And that's sort of been the trend in the quarterfinals so far, is that the team that had to play this morning has started the game a little bit faster. It was the case with Saskatchewan. They scored in the opening 5 minutes of that game. As that shot on goal deflects just wide, Zins let it go. It went in off a skate, as BC would eventually wake up, score 4 unanswered, and win the game. Same thing in the last quarterfinal. Both teams started well. Connecticut had some of the better early chances in the game before Ontario started to really take control, but it was still Connecticut that opened the scoring, only for Ontario to score 4 unanswered. So we'll see what happens in this one. McCoy into the zone, knocked away from her by Preston. Forced down low. Bundy going to get there first for Team Minnesota. Played ahead and turned around by Lillian Wang. Zins is going to hold possession. Touched it ahead. Preston wasn't looking, though, and that puck will stay inside of the Minnesota zone. Played ahead, and here come the team in white. It's Addison Preston leading the rush. Quick shot, glove save made by Olivia Roberts, and she'll hold on. She's played every game at the tournament. They do have a backup, Claire Estabrook, but she hasn't seen any action. Nice move at the line. Christian across. Good save made there by Roberts. Cleared out to center, puck in the neutral zone. In the zone once more, Manitoba trying to get to it. McDonough knocked it ahead. Junior Ice take over. Unable to clear was Andreev. Now Matichuk will give it a try. Swings it around for McGonigal. McGonigal lost it to Prosser. Taken back, though, by Manitoba, and they clear out to center. Machura will lead the rush. Machura sends it in deep. Line change coming from Manitoba. Ahead, Prosser. Lost it to Matichuk, who dishes off for a teammate. Harrison's got it now and looks up ice. Adley Harrison maneuvers her way in. She's tied up in the corner by Elle Hardwick. Now the puck out in front. Cotronio couldn't pull the trigger, and away come Minnesota. Chipping and chasing there is Bundy as the defender activating. Puck tied up down low. Preston battling for it. It pops free for Bundy. Goes up top for Nyberg, who's covering at the blue line. That shot hits a shin pad, ricochets to the other side, and now Adley Harrison with a chance. She's just going to send that in, peel off on a line change, as Kayla Eaton directs that into the corner. Down low, possession taken by Sorette. Nice move there once, but second stick knocked it away. Now it's out to center, Bertollet. Goes across, and now gathered up by Wang. Lillian Wang into the zone, lets a shot go. That one's going to go off a stick and wide, as Minnesota picks it up once more. Bouncing puck ahead, and that'll be taken over by Fergie Bertollet. Her pass off a stick, hits the top of the glass, stays in the playing surface, and now Wang able to clear to the line, kept in by Sydney Christian. Down low, Mila Kutu. Kutu has had a couple of nice rushes in this tournament. Looks to start one here, but turned it over, and now maybe a chance the other way for Adriana Stevens. Chops one towards the goal as Roberts turns it away. A 3-1 record for Roberts in the tournament so far, with a .944 save percentage, a .97 goals against, and a pair of goose eggs. Now a chance here, a shot, and that's gloved by Kayla Eaton, who holds for the whistle. She is 4-1 in the tournament, the only goaltender on this Minnesota roster. A .932 save percentage, a 1.17 goals against, and she's got 2 zeros as well. Off the face-off, Minnesota gain possession and start the other way. Into the zone, McDonough trying to split the defense, had the puck roll off her stick and into the corner. Now knocked away from her as McGonigal will take over. McGonigal hard off the boards, down the ice, and that will be an icing call against Manitoba. 8:48 to go here in the first. Face-off will be to the right of the goal. And that's one back by Andreev. Around for Matichuk. Matichuk, Cotroneo. Puck pops free. Oh, nice bit of stick handling there, but puck stays in the corner. Now it's in the corner. Put on goal, and ooh, Roberts had to be sharp there from a tight angle. Kept it out. Matichuk's got it now in the corner. That pass misses Andreev. Prosser able to hold it in. And now a bouncing puck gathered by Sophie Sorette. Sorette ahead for Harrison. Harrison trying to break away from Hardwick. Harrison peels back and turns around again, this time with a little bit of space to skate into. Puts it on goal, and Eaton will make the save and hold on for the whistle. As a pair of goaltenders who have proven to be very difficult to beat, playing in one in their 5th, one in their 6th game of the tournament. Eaton playing for the second time in a day for the second time in this tournament. As Bertolet's got it. Down low, worked free in front, and Eaton covers up for the whistle. Face-off will be to the left of the goal. Off the face-off, Minnesota try to clear and can't, as Sidney Christian sends it around for Piper Nyberg. Up ahead for Donahue. Donahue got it out, but it's fired right back in by Logan Rome. Down low, gathered up. Big collision there in the corner. And now it sent around to this near side wall. Now here's a chance for Nolander. Nolander has a step on Rome right in. Shot went off a stick and wide. Good recovery from Montaigne. Now in the corner. Puck worked free. That'll be played around for Wang. Lillian Wang. Off the boards and down the ice. Will that have enough for icing? I don't believe it will, as it's waved off. Now down the ice it goes. Matichuk's going to pick it up. Stolen away, though. Put up top for Hardwick. She lost it in her skates. Bundy able to hold that in at the line. Fed down low for Volkers. Volkers up top for Hardwick. Hardwick lets a shot go. Good save from Roberts. Zins gathers it up down low and looks for an option. Knocked away from her. That'll be played up the wall, and maybe a 2-on-1 developing here. Can Machura poke it through? Yes, she can, but couldn't get past Hardwick, as now Minnesota with it in the neutral zone. Stevens, nearly lost it to Machura, who chases after the loose puck. Now it's played up the wall. Manitoba gather it, and Kutu will send that in deep. Eaton had it. She'll play it amidst the lack of a forecheck from the changing junior ice. As now here's a turnover. Adley Harrison, one-on-one against Christian. And made a move, but couldn't get around the Minnesota defender. The puck right onto Eaton, who covers up. Shots 5-4 junior ice in the early going of this one. A little under 9 minutes played. Face-off won by Manitoba. Cotroneo towards the goal. That was blocked by Montaigne, who now races after it against Nyberg. Battle in the corner. Puck pops free. Here's Wang, a shot right into the glove of Eaton, who holds on for the whistle. Face-off to the left of the goal. One quickly, another shot. Eaton makes a good save there. Now, here's Cotroneo trying to walk to the middle, knocked away from her. Now gathered up, and here come Minnesota. Turning, shooting, that one off a body and wide. Bertolet picks up the loose change and plays it up the near wall for Wang. Wang lost it, it's down low, they continue to battle for it. Pulled free, and Brielle Montaigne will take over. Montaigne looking up ice, slides it ahead for Wang. Lillian Wang to lead the rush. Good backtrack from Bundy to knock it away. She's been excellent so far in this one. As Minnesota once again able to ensure it's a one and done for Manitoba. It's been in and out for most of this first 10 minutes for both sides. No real sustained zone time. More rush, clear, and so forth. Eaton with a good save there. Here's Harrison. Dishing off for McCoy. Nice toe drag shot. Oh, and that one loose. Sitting there, McCoy. She scores. Mila McCoy. Her second of the tournament. And the Manitoba Junior Ice have a 1-0 lead. Big time goal there for the Manitoba Junior Ice as they've got the lead with under 5 to play in the first. Off the face-off, Minnesota will look to reply. Neuer with possession, she's tied up. Now a shot wide of the target by Minnesota. That was Nolander with the effort. She's got it again. Goes to Donahue. Her shot blocked. Right back down low as Minnesota gets some zone time going here, but a steal from McGonigal and away come the Junior Ice. Sydney Christian with it now. On the near side wall. Puck knocked free and swung around to the far side. Now out to center come Minnesota. 2-on-1 developing here. Neuer right in. Shoots. And a good save from Roberts. She didn't know where it was, but it's underneath her somewhere. Stays a 1-0 game. Face off to the left of the goal. And that one gathered up by Team Manitoba off the face-off. Minnesota pass in front. Hardwick couldn't get the shot away. Good defensive stick from Wang. Sorette battling down low. Catronio can't clear. As it's taken by Kutu. Shovels it up the boards and around. Now down low, they battle for it. Trying to pry that puck free, eventually doing so is Minnesota. And now here's Addison Preston. Preston in front, that one off a leg and will bounce out to center ice and all the way down. Racing after it is Wang to beat out the icing. Waved off initially anyway, but still love the hustle there for the Junior Ice forward. As she pushes that one along the boards, it'll round its way onto the near side. And now down in the corner, Minnesota pick it up. Bundy up ahead, and that'll be chipped out to center by Minnesota. Back to retrieve goes Adley Harrison. Speed to burn on 71. She's going to let a long shot go, and Eaton will make the save, leave it there for Christian to take over. 2.5 to go here in the first. 1-0 Manitoba leads on Mila McCoy's second of the war for the Roses. That one bounced down the ice. Chasing after it is, I believe that's Nolander. Put out in front. Oh, that one fanned on by the Minnesota forward. As that was actually McDonough who fed it out in front. Christian with a shot. Stopped by Roberts. Rebound. Oh, that one kept out as well. Now a pass in front knocked away by a defensive stick. As Manitoba with a few more shots against than I think they'd like. Just 8 in the period, but they've been some good looks for Minnesota. Manitoba, meanwhile, with 10 total shots. As Minnesota steal, look to break in. Just onside. McDonough's shot is blocked by Matichuk, and that's something Manitoba has done so well in this tournament, is block shots. They allowed just 4 total in their opening day win against the Pennsylvania Roses. They outshot their opponents in that game 35-4 as Roberts makes the save, but juggled it. Covers up now for the whistle. So the face-off will be to the right of the goaltender. Off the draw, Bertolet's got possession, swings it around, avoids the stick of Donahue, and Rome will help it along. Puck is tied up, eventually pulled free by Manitoba, pushed out to center ice. McGonigal trying to steal that away from Bundy and has done so well. Now it's tied up and forced back out to center. Bertolet for Machura. Machura lost it, got it back, lost it again. Now she's got it tied up right in front of the Minnesota bench, and it's taken by Sorette. Backhand saucer pass finds McGonigal, long shot, and that'll be caught and this time held by Eaton as we are into the final minute of play here in period number 1. Face off to the left of the goal. That is one back by Minnesota. They can't clear the zone, though. Manitoba doing a good job of holding it in. Now a chance for Christian to break out. Bouncing puck somehow crosses the entire ice and gets to Neuer, as now Zoe Neuer looks up ice. Neuer in, knocked away from her. And now it's pulled free by Manitoba, cleared down the ice, and here's a chance. Lillian Wang in the dying seconds. Wang shooting. Great save made by Eaton as she takes it away and keeps her team within a goal.
Let's go.
Off the face-off. Quick shot, good save made by Eaton as Harrison looking for something here. That shot high over top, tips off the glove of Eaton, stays in play. 10 seconds to go. Manitoba pressing for another here before the break. Into the slot, a backhand turned aside by Eaton, and that'll do it for the opening period of play. Mila McCoy with the only goal through 15 minutes of play as the Junior Ice lead Minnesota 1-0 through 15 minutes. We'll be back for more action from the third quarterfinal of the 2025 War for the Roses in about a minute here on HN Live. Manitoba Junior Ice with a 1-0 lead after one. Here in quarterfinal number 3 is the 3 seed. Doing what was expected of them so far. Holding on to the lead here in this one. Taking on the 6 seed Team Minnesota. As they know that Ontario and BC have already booked their tickets to semi-final action tomorrow. They're hoping to do the same here in this one as Minnesota start out to center ice. Oh, Montaigne nearly had her pocket picked, but now she's got it. Banks it ahead, intended for Machura, but that did not connect. Now it's McDonough. Into the zone, lost it. Matachuk off the boards, and didn't have enough speed to get to McGonigal. Now it's helped along a little bit more by Matachuk. One more quarterfinal to come later tonight. It is the Western Selects and the Alberta Warriors. Now, important to note, if this score holds, then there is a possibility that there are no games after the semifinals tomorrow, as that one is put on goal and stopped by Roberts, who holds for the whistle. The 2 games that are currently on the schedule for after the semifinals, which I believe are 5:40 and 7:10 start times respectively, those games are subject to change they're in place to provide the correct amount of games that were guaranteed to all the teams should the high seeds in these quarterfinals fail to convert and advance to the semifinals. Here's Harrison, who had the puck poked away from her, and now it's gathered up by Rome. So one of the games tomorrow will not happen with Ontario and BC winning, so there are only a possibility of 2 high seeds who could lose. Bertollet had it stolen. Nolander a shot. Good save from Roberts as Bertolet's pass was intercepted. She battled as hard as she could to keep the puck from getting on goal, but that didn't keep Nolander from getting a shot, and there's Nurer with a riser over top the net. Now here's Adley Harrison into the zone. Harrison had her possession knocked away from her as now it's in the corner. Sorette battling. She's had a couple of great efforts in this tournament. This time, though, Nolander steals and sends it down the ice. As that will be an icing call against the Minnesota squad. So an offensive zone opportunity coming up here for Manitoba. The face-off will be to the left of the goal. And it's one into the corner. Zins to the line. That's held in by Kutu, who didn't know where it was, and that allows Minnesota to clear. Montaigne, good back check. And again, that's something that we've seen from Manitoba. It was a big part of their success yesterday against Ontario in that final round-robin game of their schedule. Just the swarming defense, especially on the back check, has been so effective in this tournament. Face-off will be to the right of the goal. And off the face-off, it's won by Manitoba. Played around to the near side wall. And it's Mila Kutu who's got it. Feeds it ahead for Wang. Lillian Wang, who had a chance in the final minute on a breakaway, but not sure she knew exactly how much time she had left. She just sort of took a quick shot that Eaton made the save on. She had about 25 seconds to work with his jam play at the side of the goal. Volker's trying to jam it past 33, Olivia Roberts, who has played every game in the tournament for Manitoba. She has been excellent, as Andreev will go pick it up. Oh, near turnover in front. Dangerous there from Manitoba, but they're able to find it in the pair of skates, push it along, but Minnesota steal. McDonough with a quick shot. That one hit a body and didn't reach the target. Now McDonough blocks the pass and puts one wide on the backhand side. Minnesota with some zone time here, pressing for an equalizer. Manitoba, the first higher seed in the quarterfinals to score first. As Minnesota trying and hoping that the previous couple of games are indicative of how this one's going to go. Unable to clear were Manitoba. McDonough, a long effort. That one's blocked. And now the junior ice bank it out to center. Catronio takes it off a skate and sends that in. That'll bounce right out in front. And Eaton pushes that over to Christian. Nice pass ahead for McDonough. And here's McDonough into the zone. Drags, shoots. That one's blocked. And now the other way come Manitoba. Leading the rush is Brielle McGonigal. McGonigal feeds it over to Machura, who's tied up on the backside by Prosser. Machura carrying on with possession, though. Machura out in front. Soretta, quick shot. That was blocked and cleared away by Zins. Here comes Ali Zins. Down the right wing side. Nice move around Rome. Good recovery, though, and Roberts makes the save on the sharp angle shot. 10:49 to play in the second. Still 1-0. Shots now favoring Minnesota, 15-14 here in this quarterfinal contest. Puck down low. Gathered up by Minnesota. Centering pass. Nolander knocked away from her, and now at the line, Bundy able to hold it in. Lets a shot go that hits a leg and stayed away from the net. As again, Manitoba doing a good job of clogging up the shooting lanes in this game. Have allowed 15 shots, but it could probably be about 25-30 by now if not for the defensive structure of this junior ice team. Coached by Kevin Soren along with Aaron Rome and Logan McGonigal. Zins is going to send that in behind the zone. Minnesota after it, led by Vince Stevens behind the bench as it's played ahead. Preston and Matura battling. It's Addison Preston who wins the battle. Plays that ahead. Donahue against Bertollet. And it's Fergie Bertollet who wins that race. She has been so solid this week for Manitoba. As now Harrison. Trying to play that ahead. Donahue got back on the backtrack. And it's pushed back down the ice by Minnesota. Trying to start the rush. Oh, Kutu lost it. Chance now for Minnesota in on Roberts. And that one kept out by Olivia Roberts as Adriana Stevens broke in. Great work from the junior ice netminder, who has been so good through this tournament. This her fifth start of the tournament. 3-1 record coming in, her only loss in overtime to the Boston Junior Bruins. As it's played back to Preston, that shot is blocked. And now a chance for Montaigne to clear. She's knocked down. Haven't seen a ton of penalties in these quarterfinals up until the final few minutes of the first one, as that one's put towards the net, and Eaton's going to play it, leaving it there for Hardwick. They want the quick up. They've got the quick up, but Neuer was just offside as we get a whistle. 8:50 to go now here in period number 2. On the two-line pass, the faceoff's going to come down, or shouldn't this be in the neutral zone? Might be misremembering my rules. So face-off inside of the Minnesota zone. They may have called icing there, in all honesty. May have judged Neuer didn't touch it, and that was icing. So regardless, face-off controlled by Minnesota. It's out to center, and now here's a chance for McDonough. Maeve McDonough dances to the middle, a backhand shot denied by Roberts, who holds on for another whistle. .37 to go here in period number 2. Still a pretty good crowd on hand for this one. Obviously the parents and siblings, friends and family in attendance along the lower level. But up top, there's a pretty good crowd on hand. I see some players from other teams, but a lot of just shoppers who have stopped to take in the action. And again, just how incredible this facility is. The ability for them to just take in a hockey game in the middle of July, in the middle of the largest mall in the country. So, on the icing call, the faceoff will come back inside the Minnesota zone. Faceoff to the left of Kayla Eaton's goal. And that's won by Minnesota. Here's Sydney Christian. Had it poked away from her. Centering pass, Matura couldn't get the backhand away. Zins recovered well. But it's Montaigne. Back to the point, Bertollet. Bertollet, a shot. Good save, rebound. Off the goalpost. McGonigal just missed. She had the whole net, but it could not go. Now here comes Nolander. Elena Nolander, her shot blocked by Logan Rome. You can't come closer than McGonigal just did. As now a chance at the other side, a good save for Roberts. And away comes Aubrey Matura. 18 in black. She'll flip that towards the net. Eaton is going to hold on to it. And we'll get a whistle, a 7:28 to go in the middle frame as we've reached the halfway point of the game. Still 1-0 your score. We've had some great quarterfinals here today. First two both starting the third period tied at 1 before Ontario and BC pulled away with 3 goals in the final frame. So far in this one, Manitoba holding on to that 1-goal lead. Now here's Adley Harrison trying to get past Hardwick, who has been, no pun intended, hard to get past in this game. Tied up down low. Puck still tied down low, trying to pry it free. And now it's Adley Harrison. Harrison poked away from her as it's pushed back down low by Mila Kutu. Played around to this near side where there's a bit of room. Now Bundy plays it ahead, and Stevens will chip it to the line. Does it come out? Yes. Delayed offside against Manitoba, but Adley Harrison wants a change anyway. McCoy, who's got the only goal in this game, came in the first period with about 9 minutes left to play in the frame. Since then, nothing. Not for lack of trying, though. Both teams with chances as this one turned aside. McGonagall's hit a goal post in this second period. As for Minnesota, they've had countless efforts, but Olivia Roberts continues to be a problem. Here comes Sophie Sorette, 2-on-1 with Wang. Puck rolled on Sorette, nearly turned into a great pass anyway, and Wang recovers. Sends it down low. Around the wall it comes. Catronio going to get there first for Manitoba. Trying to work the puck free is Catronio, knocked away from her, and now Preston's got it. Stolen back, though, by Catronio. She'll send that on goal. Eaton deflects it into the corner. Catronio looking for it. Feeds it around the wall for Montaigne. Brielle Montaigne up top for Matichuk, but Prosser came off the bench and impacted that. No icing, obviously, as the pass was played back by a Manitoba skater. Minnesota looking to capitalize. McDonough knocked away from her by Montaigne. Now gathered up. Nyberg around the wall. Wraparound attempted. She scores! Piper Nyberg is mobbed by her teammates. Her second of the tournament gives Minnesota their first goal of the quarterfinals and ties the game at 1. You don't see the wraparound work too often nowadays, but Nyberg does it to perfection, sliding the first one past Roberts of what Minnesota hopes to be a couple more. 5:27 to go. We're all even yet again here in the quarterfinals. Puck gathered up. Sorette lost it. Blowing a tire was Bertollet. Nyberg's in alone. Chance at a second. This one denied. The rebound kept out as well. Oh, what a turn of events that would have been for Minnesota. Puck knocked free. Bertollet plays it into the corner. Sorette's got it. Stolen away. Centering pass right on, and that will be covered up by Roberts. Nyberg, an unassisted marker to give her side life here in this one. It almost felt like the next goal might be the most important of the game. We'll see if that's the case as Minnesota all even yet again. Face-off one back to Christian. She'll go across to Hardwick, who lets a shot go, and that one snapped wide of the target. They haven't allowed a lot of goals, Minnesota. 2 in their opener, 1 in their second game, and then 3 in their fourth. Other than that, a pair of goose eggs. They've allowed just 7 goals all total, now with 1 here tonight. Manitoba, meanwhile, they've allowed just 5. So 2 very good defensive teams, 2 very good goaltenders battling it out here as Minnesota gather up in their own zone. Played ahead, Stevens tried to get it ahead, would have been offside. Now it is offside. Face-off will be outside of the Manitoba line. Gathered up, skated in by Minnesota, turned around quickly by the junior ice. Bundy gonna pick it up. Slams on the brakes, feeds it ahead. That one will go ahead. And it's played into the zone. Catronio trying to pick it up. And now it's out to center. Bertollet goes down. And it's played into neutral territory. Bundy gathers up. Goes over to McDonough. McDonough gets it ahead, and that one will roll into the zone. Rome picks it up. Rome will go across. Now played ahead, bouncing puck. Prosser will send it in deep. Roberts will leave it there for Logan Rome to pick up. Fed ahead, intercepted, and that puck gathered up by Bertollet. Now Wang. Knocked away from her, centering pass. Oh, it was too far behind Donahue, and now picking it up is Sydney Christian. Christian Lost it to Catronio, but both skaters go down, allowing Minnesota to gain possession back. Nolander tried to chip and chase. That was turned around by Manitoba. And now Donahue into the zone. A backhand flip for Neuer. Couldn't gather it out of her feet. Now she does. Gets it to Sydney Christian. Skates into space. That's a shot go. That goes off a stick and out of play for a whistle. 2:42 to go here in period number 2 in another tied quarterfinal matchup. Haven't had a bad game yet. Here this Thursday evening. Sun's starting to dip behind the mall here in Edmonton. About a half hour out from closing time, but the crowd's still here. Enjoying the action. Waiting to see what will happen over the next 17 and a half minutes. Maybe a little more, who knows. Minnesota played ahead, and Donahue will get that in deep. Around for Andreev. She'll get there first for Manitoba. And Andreev looks up ice. Has the pass. Oh, big collision there as Machura and the Minnesota defender, that was Bundy, collided. As Bundy's going to go off, Machura doesn't look to be in much better shape, as that was a heavy collision between the two skaters. And now here's a chance for Machura. She's just fine. Aubrey Machura waits. Oh, couldn't get a shot away. Now a pass in front. Oh, what a save made by Eaton. My goodness. Kayla Eaton absolutely steals one from Manitoba. Now the other way. You hear a goal, a stop at one end can lead to a goal at the other. Minnesota trying to materialize that here. Another collision in the corner as Sorette battles for it. Now it pops free for Manitoba. Chipping and charging is Harrison, poked away from her by Sydney Christian, and now it's pushed to the far side. First to it will be the Manitoba defender, that is Briley Matichuk. Now Adley Harrison out to center. Gets it to Sorette. Sorette with 4 goals and a couple of assists in the tournament so far. She's been great. As we're into the final minute of the second period. Down the ice it goes. Is that icing? Yes, it is. 41 on the dot. Left to go here in period number 2. Keep an eye on Machura and Bundy here, as those two collided hard just moments ago. Tied up on the near side wall. Funneled down low for Lillian Wang. 35 seconds to go. Minnesota steal it in their own zone. Stolen back though by Wang. Has Montaigne going to the net. Lillian Wang will push it down low for Montaigne. Spins away from Prosser, but is tied up in the corner. Zins around the wall. Found by Matichuk. Back down low for Montaigne. Montaigne looking. Lost it. Catronio's going to get there, though. Slides one back to the point, but too soft, and Minnesota going the other way. Here's Maeve McDonough. Check to see how many people she had, but she's running out of time, and the period will elapse. Nothing separating Manitoba and Minnesota through 2 periods of play. We're tied at 1. We'll step aside from quarterfinal number 3. We're coming back for third period action. You're watching the 2025 War for the Roses on hnlive.ca. Kayla Eaton with one of her best saves of the game in the final 2 minutes of that second period, keeping her team alive. And even with Team Manitoba as we enter third period action here at the 2025 War for the Roses quarterfinal number 3. We're back underway. Spots in the semifinal on the line here tonight. One more game coming your way. It's the Alberta Warriors taking on the Western Selects in the 4-5 matchup. The Selects getting the bye. The Warriors needing to beat State of Hockey earlier this morning for their spot in the semifinals. Is nearly going end-to-end was Nolander, but that one was cut off. Pardon me, their spot in the quarterfinals. Played around, that one kept inside, now down low. Minnesota woke up very late in that frame. The goal from Nyberg, giving them a boost of energy. We'll see how long it carries over and if Manitoba can respond in any way. Face-off will be to the left of Olivia Roberts' goal, who has 21 saves here today. It's incredible how close these quarterfinals have been. I've spoken about the parity at this tournament all week long, and nowhere is it more evident than in these quarterfinals. Even though Saskatchewan was the 10 seed, they were taking on the best team in the tournament based on the standings. They kept it tight until the very end. It was a pair of empty netters that were that made it a lopsided score, and then a couple of late goals for Ontario against the 8th-seeded Connecticut made it look a lot more farther apart than it actually was. And here again, the 3 seed taking on the 6 seed, obviously a little closer together, but still 1-1 here in the third, as these teams have been excellent tonight, battling it out for everyone's entertainment, and of course, their ultimate goal, being crowned the War for the Roses champions. It was Ontario last year, Connecticut the year before that, and Ontario 3 years ago. Connecticut is out. Ontario is in the semifinals. They will get either, well, as that one's knocked down, they'll either get Manitoba, as that one's on goal, good save from Roberts, and then it's knocked in behind the goal. A Manitoba win means Manitoba, Ontario in the quarters, and then whoever wins between Alberta and Western would play BC. A Manitoba win means a Minnesota win means Minnesota plays BC, and Ontario would have to wait to find out if they will play Western or Alberta. Pass out in front, knocked away, and now Wang's got possession. She'll go off the boards and out to center. Minnesota get it back. It's been all Minnesota in the early going of this third period. Both teams looking for a tie-breaking goal. 2.5 gone here in the frame. Moving her way in is McDonough. She's been good today. Just hasn't been able to find the back of the net as it's taken over by Manitoba. Banking it out is Wang, but Zins is there. Scouting report working to perfection for both sides defensively. Outside of a nice move from Mila McCoy and then a wraparound from Nyberg. Both goaltenders have been stellar as keeping their team a shot away from the lead. Here's Zins as she lets one go off a body and wide. First to it was Donahue. Donahue trying to center. That one's up in the air. Swing and a miss. Neuer a shot that hit a body. Bundy. Good to see she's okay after that collision with Machura towards the end of the period. Machura also still on the bench for Manitoba, so it looks like both skaters are okay. Hardwick a shot, and that one's up, and that caught somebody in the stands. Good reaction time from the girl in the blue hoodie. But it is still out of play officially, so we'll get a whistle. Fates off to the right of Roberts. And off the draw, it's Minnesota just moving a little bit quicker here in this third period. And you'd think it'd be the other way around. Manitoba had the morning off. Minnesota, they had to dispatch the Minnesota Machine in the 6-10 matchup. Pardon me, the 6-11 matchup, my apologies. As the puck worked free, and now away comes Sorette. That was intercepted. Hardwick trying to turn it back around. Andrea will touch that for Harrison. Knocked away from her by Neuer, as this is becoming a bit of a turnover battle between these two sides. Neither really able to gather up possession cleanly until now. Now Minnesota working in. Good stick defensively. Bouncing puck finds Stevens. Her shot. Oh, Roberts never saw it, but it ended up in the corner. Christian makes a move. Puck into the corner. Gathered up by Manitoba. Clearing attempt hits a body. Rolls to the blue line. Christian able to hold that in momentarily. Now a chance for Andreev to get it out, and she'll do just that. Here's Stevens. Chips it past Sorette, who leaves it there for Bertolet. Bertolet slams on the brakes. Slides one ahead for Catronio. Oh, Harrison might have been away, but she's going to go off on a line change instead. Now Andreev. Waits, sends it down the ice, and that one up on edge. It's not going to have enough for icing. Great draw weight on that clearing attempt, as now the puck picked up by Stevens. Here's Adriana Stevens into the zone. Dropped for Volkers. Shot hits a leg and ends up in the far corner. Catronio fanned on the pass attempt. Montaigne reacts and knocks it away, and now fired back in by Volkers. Looking to start the rush is Kutu. Mila Kutu had it roll off her stick. Oh, and then she shoved nearer to the ice. Play carries on. No penalties in the game so far, as we didn't see any in the previous quarterfinal either. 5.5 gone here. Centering pass denied by Roberts. Good work there as Neuer let it fly. 3 goals and 3 assists for number 8 this week for Minnesota. Trying to add one here, and what would likely be her most important goal of the tournament, at least up to this point. Sharp angle shot. That one's going to go wide of the net as the toe drag there for Madison Preston. Or pardon me, no, that's Maeve McDonough, who again has been excellent today. Mila McCoy, the only goal for Manitoba in this hockey game. Gathers, fires it ahead. That goes off a stick and out to center. Now Bundy navigates her way in, sends it back down low. Line change for Minnesota, line change for Manitoba. Shots are 26-18 for Team Minnesota in this one. And here's a turnover. Preston, oh, couldn't get much of a backhand, but the puck is loose. And Roberts is able to cover up. Nervy moments in front of the Manitoba net. But it's a 26th stop for Olivia Roberts, who continues to be a storyline in this tournament. Face off one back to Christian. Long shot. Oh, Roberts makes a save through the screen and holds on for the whistle. Appreciate you sticking with us wherever it is you're watching from. 8:41 local time here at West Edmonton Mall as that one ripped just wide by Nolander. If you're joining us from out east, well, we appreciate it. We know it's coming up about 11 o'clock out there. Maybe coming up 10, depending on where you are, what time zone you're residing in, but we appreciate you joining us this late. Wang over to Machura, shoots over top of the goal. Bertolet pinching down low, goes to Machura, who couldn't quite handle it, and now it's Zins with a chance to clear. Her pass hits Sorette. Sorette lost it to Preston, and now, oh, turned it back over. Here's Sophie Sorette. Tied up by Addison Preston. Fired around the wall. Zins is going to get there first for Minnesota. Helped along for Nolander. Out of her reach. Here's Harrison taking the ice allotted to her. Makes a move around one on the backhand. Turned aside by Eaton, who's got maybe a save of the tournament candidate, especially if Minnesota wins this hockey game. Harrison, look at the edge work. Feeds it back up top. Rome a long shot. That one hit a body and is cleared ahead and down the ice by Preston. That will be an icing call against Minnesota. The first real zone time of the frame for Team Manitoba as they look to break this deadlock. 7:18 to go here in this one. Off the draw, Stevens is going to get there first for Minnesota and gets it out to center. Montaigne able to turn it around. Catronio has to wait to stay on side. Montaigne skates it in. Montaigne into the slot. Oh, that one just missed as Harrison and Catronio had cracks at it. Here comes Minnesota. Up the ice. Nearer fires one across for Bundy. Bundy watched by Mila McCoy. Centering pass taken away by Matichuk. Sorette skating onto it and will start the other way. Bundy recovered well there. Surratt stays on her feet, feeds Matichuk. Matichuk slides it ahead for McCoy, who just swings it out to center ice. Turned around quickly by Minnesota. 6.5 to go here in period number 3. Still tied at 1 in quarterfinal number 3. Here's McGonigal. She hit the goalpost in the second period. Here she's going to put one over top of the net. Goes off on a line change. Manitoba waking up a little bit here in the third after a slower start in the first 7 or 8 minutes. They've come alive in the last couple and are looking to skate away victorious and become the third top 4 seed to advance after earning themselves the bye. Now Wang gets it ahead for Montaigne. Brielle Montaigne into the zone, waits, shoots, and Eaton makes the glove save and holds on for the whistle. Neither goaltender batting an eye. Both have been exquisite today. 19 saves for Eaton, 27 for Roberts. But all it's going to take is one to find its way through. Bertollet holds it into the line. Shot up in the air, knocked down by Montaigne. Brielle Montaigne makes a move, dishes down low. Machura, good stick handling down low from 18. She's checked. Puck free, Zins up the wall. Actually, that was Bundy as those two reacquaint themselves with one another. Now Prosser, a long shot, glove save Roberts, who holds on for the whistle. Face off inside the Manitoba zone. One more game coming up. The Western Selects and the Alberta Warriors coming up in about, if I were to hazard a guess right now, probably about 9:10, 9:15 local time. So a little later than anticipated. Good pad save from Roberts there. But when you have multiple games go to overtime and a shootout over the course of 10 games, or 9 currently, well, you're going to run a little behind. Only 7 tomorrow, actually only 6 currently, as it could go down to 5. So, and we'll start later tomorrow as well. Puck out to center, turned around quickly by Muir. More on the rest of the way schedule. That'll come tomorrow. But we will chat about it during the final quarterfinal, number 4, coming up later tonight. Manitoba, meanwhile, trying to break out to center and take a lead here late. Surratt will try and chip and chase, unable to do so. Harrison flips it into open space. She's going to get a line change. Gathered up by Minnesota. Around the net. Here come Christian. That one got it to Stevens, but that's offside at the line. 4:20 to go in period number 3. Nothing separating these two teams other than the shots on goal. Only problem for Minnesota is that their opponent's goaltender is refusing to let another one through. The good news for Minnesota, their goaltender is refusing to let another one through. Who knows, we could be here until tomorrow just with this game the way these goaltenders are playing. Around the wall it comes. Andreev lost it. Montaigne there to recover it, and it's chipped down the ice. Catronio watches it slide into the Minnesota zone as Brindley Bundy picks it up. Bundy got it ahead, and she's got it again. Knocked away from her. Carrying on is Preston. Preston shooting, glove save Roberts. 3:39 to go in the third. And another good save made by the Manitoba netminder. This might be a name to watch out for over the next couple of years. In Olivia Roberts, as that puck towards the goal is blocked. Knocked away, it's loose, and a great tie-up from the Manitoba forward. That was McCoy. Here comes Wang, chipping high off the boards and into the corner. Bundy has it tied up down low. Time running out in regulation. Gathered up by Minnesota, played ahead, Prosser. Prosser will touch it ahead. Nice feed for McDonough. McDonough in, puts it towards the net. Denied by Roberts as she'll stick it into the corner. Off the boards and ahead. That'll be turned around. Now taken by Manitoba. Played ahead. And now into the zone. In comes Nyberg. Nyberg tied the game in the second. Here she has the puck knocked away, gets it back, and now slaps it into the corner. Rome takes over for Manitoba. Played up the wall, taken by Hardwick, a long shot. Hard over top the net. Stays on the playing surface though. Gathered up by Coutu. Played ahead, and here's Montaigne. She'll slow things down for Manitoba. Now Montaigne taking the ice ahead of her. She has a step on Hardwick. Montaigne on goal, denied by Eaton. Now it's Montaigne once more. Feeds it in front. McGonigal swing and a miss from 17. Gathering it is Harrison for Manitoba. Sub 2 to go. Here's Rome. Sends it down low. McGonigal's going to pick it up. Oh, how'd she love to have that moment in the second back where she hit the goalpost. Here's Harrison off the wall. Up top for Bertollet. She'll let the shot go. She scores! Fergie Bertollet. The seeing eye point shot. Might have gone off a stick, but it eluded Kayla Eaton. And it's 92, second of the tournament, that has Manitoba 99 seconds away from a semi-final date with Team Ontario. And we've got a timeout from Team Minnesota. No surprise there. They are 99 seconds away from elimination. I think it might have gone in off of Addison Preston just based on the reaction from number 12 after the goal. Head in hands, near crouched down, still on her feet, but a look of total shock. It definitely looked like it got a piece of something and then turned inside the post from my vantage point. What a time for Bertollet's second of the tournament. Just their 22nd shot. Minnesota's got 31 in this game. They're gonna need at least one more, but the way Roberts is playing, it might be 10 more. Here we go. You have to assume Eaton's going to the bench the second Minnesota get into the zone. Off the draw, it's tied up, gathered by Minnesota. Nyberg's got possession. Eaton, they want Eaton going to the bench, and away she goes. Net is empty. The junior ice defending a one-goal lead. Team Minnesota trying to force extra hockey. Here's McDonough. Spins away, tried to feed it in front. Good defensive stick there for Manitoba. The junior ice trying to get possession. Nyberg plays it to Neuer. Towards the net, redirected, puck is loose. Roberts one save, puck is still there. And finally, Olivia Roberts holds on for the whistle. And now we got some extra pushing and shoving, which we haven't seen a lot of in this game, but obviously, given the circumstances, tempers are gonna flare. And there's gonna be some nervous tension in the on the ice service, on the bench, all that. No line changes. Everyone has exactly who they want out there. 64 seconds to go. 99 seconds left on the clock when Bertollet gave Manitoba the lead. She's out there now for the final minute as we are coming down the stretch here in Edmonton. Off the wall, a shot off a stick and into the corner. Racing over is Manitoba to sit on it. That's Matichuk. She's down, trying to hold it up against the boards. It's pulled free by Minnesota, but we got a whistle, and I don't know why. Was it a hand pass? It might have been. 34.4 to go. Quick change here. Donahue's off. No, check that. It's Volkers for Addison Preston. 34.4 seconds left to play in this one. Minnesota, they need a goal and they need it now. Off the face-off, Minnesota controls. It's McDonough. She's tied up in the corner. Matichuk's going to sit on that loose puck again. Doing a great job on this shift is Briley Matichuk. They milk the clock. Just 22 seconds to play. Puck is still trapped underneath a player down low. Minnesota's got to get it free. 15 seconds to play. Time running out for Minnesota. The centering pass. McDonough's effort is blocked. Cleared to the line and down the ice. And that looks like it's going to do it. Nyberg takes a look, swings it ahead. That was blocked. And Team Manitoba, they are off to the semifinals of the 2025 War for the Roses. What a finish to quarterfinal 3 as the Manitoba Junior Ice lock up a date with Team Ontario in the semifinals tomorrow. The teams will shake hands, and that one easily the best quarterfinal we saw, and I love that at center ice. Olivia Roberts and Kayla Eaton sharing a word there. Obviously for one side it's elation, the other side is devastated. But the respect shown between the goalies there is impeccable as Kayla Eaton crying as she makes her way off the ice. As Fergie Bertolet, with 99 seconds to play in regulation, sends Manitoba to the semifinals. We'll get our 3 stars in just a matter of moments, and then we will wrap up this broadcast. We got one more coming. The Western selects the 4th seed, taking on the 5th seeded Alberta Warriors, the hosts, hoping to book their ticket to a matchup with BC tomorrow in the semifinals. Will it be the top 4 in the semis? Or will Alberta disrupt that a little bit? We'll find out a little bit later tonight, but what a game here. Just an unbelievable effort from Minnesota today. They battled so hard, but at the end of the day, Olivia Roberts in Manitoba proved to be a little too much as they take a 2-1 win in quarterfinal 3. Three stars now going to be announced in-house here. As Manitoba moves on.
Our 3rd star from Team Manitoba Junior Ice, number 92,
Fergie Bertholet. Your 3rd star of the game, winning goal for Manitoba with less than 100 seconds to play.
2nd star from Team Minnesota, number 23, Kayla Eaton.
Kayla Eaton, your 2nd star, an unbelievable performance. A couple great stops here for Minnesota. Comes up short, but an unreal performance for her. And no surprises. Number 1, your 1st star, 33, it's Olivia Roberts. What more can you say? 30-plus saves. And comes up big as her team sets their sights on Ontario in the semifinals tomorrow. That'll do it for us here from quarterfinal number 3. One more game coming your way. Alberta and the Western selects in about 15 minutes time. But for now, for my cameraman, Jordan Miller, and all of us with HN Live. My name is Zach Marks. So long for now from the West Edmonton Mall Ice Palace.